Hello, this is Aleckson, Australia's leading channel and the CEO of Mystery School for Women. Thank you for joining me today. I've got a story to tell. I wanted to share it with you today, and in the sharing of it, to perhaps also open you to the message that I received today. But also at the end of the story, I'm going to do a little process with all of us. I'm calling it a call to love. And I just feel very strongly that we are in need of this today. I feel very, very strongly. It's been a very interesting day for me energetically. That's why I've had the experience that I've had. And hi Maria. And I wanted to share that with you, but I also want to share the process with you. So stick with me through the story. I have my computer over here. I'm actually going to read the story to you because it was quite involved. I sat and I typed it out. Hello, Lee. I sat and I typed it out. So I'm going to read the story to you and read the message that came through to you as well. And then I'm going to put the computer away and I'll do a process with you that I'm calling a call to love. So hello. There we go. There goes my throat now. Hello, and thank you for joining me. If you are watching the replay, thank you so much for being here. Please know that if you make any comments in the comments below, I will check back. I will answer any questions that you have. I appreciate any shares that you want to do if you've got someone that might be interested in the message that we're sharing. And more importantly, if you've got someone that you think might benefit from the process that we're going to do, it's an energetic process to bring the energy of love into your field. If you have anyone that you think might appreciate that or could do with that today or any other day, make sure that you share this video with them. So I'm just going to bring you all a little bit closer. Not so I can whisper, but because I don't want to have to throw my voice. It's just going a bit funny at the moment. I've been in lots of conversation this morning with my non-physical team. Hi Nalini, lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me again. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Aleckson. You can find out all about me by watching any number of videos on my Facebook page. Oh, sorry, my computer just shut down. I need to just open it up so that I can do this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this journey that I took this morning. It was a non-physical journey. It was a spiritual journey. It was brought about by an experience that I had this morning, or a number of observations that I had this morning and I was asking for answers about. And I went travelling to where my guidance team are and asked them for some guidance, and they've given me some guidance around it, and they've suggested that I share it with you, but also more importantly that I open a space here for those of us here now, for those of us who are joining in the replay, for anyone who watches it at any time in the future, open a space to do a process that I'm going to call it a call to love, because that's what this lesson, this journey was all about this morning for me. So I'm going to just start reading. If anybody joins us and doesn't know what's going on, you could just let them know that I'm just sharing the message that came through for me and the reason that it came through, and that we'll be doing a process at the end of the storytelling. I feel like I am a teacher sitting to do a little storytelling. Thanks Lynn, hello, thanks for joining. Hi Nellie and everybody else who's joining. Please bear with me as I share this story. I'm going to read it because I wrote it as something to read. I was going to share it as a post, but I decided I wanted to do this process as well. A call to love. Today started just like any other, with a strong call to take the time to connect in with myself through my morning meditation and communication with the highly evolved non-physical stream of consciousness group, All That Is, who I invoke in my direct voice channeling work. I found it a little harder than usual this morning. I was feeling a little sense of unease, of something being not quite right. I don't know if you've been feeling that at all today. There seems to be a, either you're up here or you're down here. Conversely, I was also feeling a sense of grace and something being exactly right. As the day went on, the unease continued to grow, and as it did, I started my work day at my computer, updating my various social media platforms and spending some allotted time catching up with social media friends. At the same time, I was doing some catching up with in real life, or IRL friends, via various means of communication, text, email and messenger. And the feeling of unease just kept growing, always with a hint of rightness and grace just off to the side a little bit. As you can imagine, I was feeling discombobulated. The reminder that it was the 10th of the 10th and that today was numerologically promising buoyed my spirits for just a few moments, but the sense that something was wrong stayed with me. I was feeling discombobulated and totally unsure of what I was reading in the energy field. And so I did what anyone who has a strong connection to the non-physical would do. I went back to my favourite meditation spot and prepared to go on a journey. You see, what I've been experiencing in the energy field today and mirrored in behaviour around me in my real life and on social media was making me feel incredibly sad, and as though we had lost the battle of good over evil. Yes, I am being a little bit over the top here in order to paint the picture for you. So let me tone that down a little bit. It was feeling as though even the conscious and spiritual community around me were taking a step backwards into the dark. The evidence of ego, ranging from mild self-centeredness all the way to verging on narcissistic traits, was prevalent. I felt very sad indeed and had to remove myself from aforementioned conversations and spaces. I just wanted to have a little note here. Yes, I see the mirror when it is present. Yes, I do the inner work, so I recognise what you might want to tell me from your point of consciousness. I've taken the trip and I'm telling the story. So let me move on now to share the journey and the message for me and for you, if you feel to receive it in grace. I sat leaning back into my comfy chair with my feet just above the ground and my back straight, and I did my process for moving into what I call my travel portal or my ascension pod. It's a very special, unique process that I have and that I share with my clients. Immediately, as is always the case, I felt the pod position itself around me, almost as though it locks me in, and I went into my no thought within thought space. Within moments, I was joined by my two travelling companions who ride with me. In fact, they're here right now, just as I mentioned them, who ride with me every time I travel this way, one on either side within the so-called wings of my pod. For a second, I'm taken back to that moment more than 10 years ago when I first met All That Is, and they told me about my relationship to them and my gift of vibrational interpretation of energy as a channel from them through me and to you. The pod has actually changed over the years, and my travelling companions no longer look like the gentle angels they once looked like to my scared younger self. They actually have morphed into their true selves. Beings of pure energy with no easily recognisable form, at least not one I recognise. As I look at them, I feel myself change form and merge with the non-physical consciousness stream that I know of as All That Is. I know this energy well, and I am comforted by that sense of recognition. I hear voices, many, many voices, but one stands out as it speaks to me words of welcome. The one that I know as Seth says, "We are all that is. You are the physical manifestation of all that is. Welcome to the 13th dimension." In the background, I actually hear cries of 13 3/4 dimension, and then tinkles of laughter as a memory of a Harry Potter movie scene flashes across the screen of my memory. They're always amused by our human need to name and label. They were making a joke. I love that they have such a beautiful sense of humour, making fun of us in such a beautiful, gentle way. We then got to addressing the reason for my call to all that is. I asked about this energy I was feeling, even though I didn't need to use words or explain anything, as we are never separate. They were right there with me, feeling it all, not through me, but with me. The guidance I received was this, and I'm now sharing it with you. Whenever any one of you have any issue, no matter what you name it, it could be friendships breaking apart, plans being changed, relationships with family, friends or lovers not working, money, lack, not enough, whatever you call it, it is always and every time just one thing: a call to love. They continued, you noticed a lack of compassion in your friends when confronted by any number of these things. You notice their fear arise, you notice their separation and unwillingness to compromise. You notice that they are focused on self and not the other, and you feel despair for humanity. I was certainly feeling despair. In fact, you call out to us in confusion. These are people who align with spiritual values, who are doing good work in the world. Where is the love? Where is the compassion? Where is the acknowledgement of the other party as being in pain? And they're continuing the message, feeding back to me what I was asking. Are we going back into the dark, you question? Are we to succumb to the old ways of being, where you take what you want regardless of how it harms another? You speak words without care. You use the force of your will to override another's free will, and you put self above all others instead of alongside them. We answer again. It is always and every time a call to love. You in those moments were calling to love. Those you observed in their moment were calling to love. Love, you each said, fill me up so that I may know who I am. Love, you each said, how do I open my heart to receive you fully? Love, you said, allow me to walk with you on this earth. Love, you said, come to me now. And we came. All those things that you perceive as being issues in your life are simply a call to love. A reminder that you are more than a physically manifested human being. A remembering that you are not doing it alone, that you are one aspect of the all that is, and as such you are love. Now, so that was the end of the message. My non-physical friends, or all that is, as you know I call them, suggested that I, and they through me, communicate with you and share the energy of love. So I want to, I'm just going to pop my computer down. If you've just joined us and you don't know what's going on, I was having some interesting times this morning, and I called on my guides to have a conversation with me about what I was feeling, about what was going on, and they provided a message which I've just shared. I wrote the message as opposed to sitting here and channeling it, because this was me having my own moment with them. But they asked me to share the message, and then they asked if we would, if you guys want me to, of course, do a little process. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going to happen. Something called a call to love. So let me know. Just pop a 1 or pop a 1 in the comments if you want me to share, if you're ready to do a process with me, if you're interested in doing a process for me. By the way, if you have any questions, before we go into the process, if you have any questions about the message that I just shared and you heard the message, then ask me any questions that you've got before we go in and do the process. Thanks, Lynn, for saying yes. Nellie, yep, Lynn, Nalini, Lee, fantastic, thank you. Jasmine, brilliant, okay. So if you have any questions, I'll just hold for a moment while we catch up, because there's a little bit of a delay, I know that. If anybody has a question about anything that I've just spoken about, anything to do with the message. Oh, this is a good one, Jen. What is the difference with self-love, self-care and ego? Being human, we need a little effort, and conscious personality. What does it mean? I can't see the rest of the... Let me just see. No, I can't see the rest of the question. But basically, it's a great question. What's the difference between self-love, self-care and ego? Okay, so I had difficulty when I was typing this out, when I was receiving, when I came back from my little journey in my pod, and I sat to type this all out. I was having a little difficulty myself because they wanted me to use the word selfish. But I understand selfish now as being different than what we've always used it as. Selfish being, you know, you just take care of yourself and you don't worry about anyone else. We've kind of moved into an energy of selfish as in being filling up your bucket first before you then give to others. I was observing people who were being the former version of selfish, who were just caring about their own needs and not caring about the needs of anyone around them. It's a fine line, you know. We do have to self-care, we do have to make boundaries around ourselves, and all of those things are well and good, and you could call them selfish as well. But there's a difference between being selfish and putting your needs above everyone else's to the detriment of other people even sometimes, and putting your needs first by putting boundaries in place and by having conditions around what's good for you and what's not good for you. So I hope that helps, Jen. Because, yeah, I was having a little bit of trouble with that. Oh, via dimensions. Yeah, Jen, they were making a joke about the dimensions, absolutely. So when, whatever dimension they were speaking to me from, see, the whole point of the joke was that it's not a dimension. It's an energy stream which transcends dimensions, transcends levels, dimensions, you know, all of those hierarchies and all of those things. It's a stream of consciousness that moves in and out of all of those things. So that's why they were making that joke about dimension 13 3/4. Although when they first said hello and they said 13th dimension, there was some seriousness around that. I don't look into that too much because I don't know about the dimension stuff. I know people talk about 3rd, 4th and 5th, and I know there are further dimensions than that. I'm not sure I've ever heard anyone talking about the 13th dimension, but that's not what's important here. What's important here is that we are being called, and we are calling to love. Hi, Karen. Yes, yes, absolutely. Being one with self and source, that's a great response. So really, thanks Fee, I love my new haircut too. So, if you're just joining us, I have literally just in the last few moments shared the journey that I took this morning into the non-physical and the message that I received that I wanted to share with you. It's all about a call to love. Every action that we take, every moment that we look at an issue and believe that there's an issue in our life. In fact, that was the overall message was, if you have an issue in your life, it is only and every time a call to love. So everything that looks like it might be an issue that you're perceiving as an issue, lack of money, no love, fighting with someone, plans being changed, anything like that, they are absolutely all calls to love. I love the simplicity of my guides. And so they suggested, when I got back from my little trip and I wrote my story, they suggested that we do a process that we want to call a call to love. I don't know what it's going to be. So that's why I'm chatting and chittering here, because I'm trying to go, okay, where do I go from here? Where do I go? Here's where I'm going to go. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to invite you to do the same. And I'm just going to invite you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And then out through your mouth. And just with that breath, release anything that is keeping you from being love. Take another deep breath in. And again, as you breathe out, just relax, release, come into this moment in time right here, right now. Continue to breathe. There is nothing else you need to be doing right now. There is no other moment but right now. Breathe and relax and come into this moment. Just breathe and relax. Now we're going to just simply invite you, if you're comfortable with it, invite you to invite your other aspects to join us here in this space, to come forth and gather with us. Of course, we're all one, so there is no separation. There's no need for an invitation, but let's play along with that game. Invite all those parts of you that are out there in other universes, dimensions, time and space, to come into this moment right here, right now, and to bring with them all the love that they hold. Indeed, to bring the love that is the universe into you right now. And breathe and just drop your attention down into your heart space. Some of you are feeling it already. Bring your attention all the way down into your heart space. And just gently sit in your heart space. And invite all that is love to join you in that space. Invite all that is love to join you there. Invite all that is love to join you in the center of your chest, in your heart space, expanding out into the other parts of you, the physical you, that which is physically manifest on this planet. Allowing yourself to feel that love in your chest right now, allowing yourself to feel it being poured upon you from all corners of the universe, from the heavens above, from the earth below, from the dimensions all around you. Feel yourself surrounded by that love, the love of your non-physical aspects, the love of your guidance teams, the love of us, all that is. You are that love. You are that love. You are that love. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to see. Bring love to them. Bring love to them and you'll gain so much more. Just take a nice deep breath in. Allow yourself to feel that love just for these last few seconds. Of course, you are capable of feeling this at any moment. Sit in it as long as you wish. She's not wanting to come back just yet. You are love. You are loved. And you are lovable. We love you very much. When you're ready, just open your eyes. I can't quite open my eyes, I'm trying to, but I will in a moment. So if you have any comments, if you want to ask any questions, hello to those who are just joining us. Please watch the replay. We're at the tail end of the show. We're at the tail end of the live. So if you have just joined us, once it's up on replay, I'd love for you to watch it again. I'm going to try to open my eyes now. Okay, got them. Hi Shirley Ann. You've just joined us, and then you have missed the process that we just did. Oh, Sherry, that is so beautiful. That love, those tears from love. It feels to me like, Cherie, that you know, you've got a lot of unfelt emotion in your body, which is coming out your eyes. It's been touched by love and transformed. That's what it feels like to me. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you, Lynn. Oh, I'm glad that was wonderful. Thank you, V. Maria, of course. Mariko, lots of yawning and yawning tears. Thank you. Seems I joined at the perfect time. Absolutely. But I'd love for you to read the message. I'm going to actually post it into the the text, wherever it is, over here or up here or somewhere. I'm gonna post the message that I shared. and the story of the journey I went on this morning up there. So either read it or watch the video again so you get the full meaning of what's happened. And yeah, yawning, as you know, you're well aware that that's a big release for you, and tears as well, so that's great. Nelly, that was powerful. I needed that. Was quite unsettled earlier. Interesting energy, wasn't it, Nelly? I feel so much more stable now, calmer now. And Maria's saying I feel calmer, emotional before. Yeah, it's an amazing, you know, it's a 111 portal or gateway or whatever, you know, numerological. I'm not going to even try to say it. Numbers, people. That's, you know, that's the 111. Today, 10/10/2017, it's 111. So it surprised me that I felt the way I did this morning, because I was expecting it to be all love and light, and I wasn't feeling it. So, oh, fabulous. Shirley Ann, going to visit the family. Have fun. Jasmine, was hard to come back. Oh, I was having trouble coming back too. I just wanted to stay there. All right. Thank you, Karen. Oh, Lee, yeah, a theme for you today, right? Heart chakra on fire. Yeah, absolutely. I think we need it. This is the thing that I think the whole thing was all about, the fact that we need to truly step into this level of love that is unconditional, this level of love that allows us to, yes, have our boundaries, strong boundaries. I mean, I need such strong boundaries. But to have our boundaries and know our limits, but to be of service also to those around us, whether we agree with them, whether we're arguing with them, whether they've done something to upset us or annoy us. You know, we're all one. We are doing that to ourselves. When are we going to learn this, you know? So, yeah, thank you. Jasmine, fire and heat in your body as well. Okay. Oh, Jen, yes, absolutely, darling. I understand. I'm well aware of that for you. So you hold your boundaries strong. And I love that you come, even though you can't participate sometimes and things like that. So thank you. And, you know, my energy and love is always with you, Jen. And everybody else, of course. All right, Jane, I'm sorry, darling. You've just joined us and we're about to finish. So I'd love for you to watch the replay. Anybody have any last minute things to say before I go? I'm going to have to do something about my throat. I don't know what's going on there. I think the guides want to have more conversation with me, but I think it might be private conversation. All right. Thank you for joining me so much. Love you all. If you need help with anything, if you want to have a conversation with the guides, if you want to find out more about how you can do your own travel pod thing like I do, and have that sort of communication with guidance groups and non-physical, you know where to find me, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.